Betsy and Ross were on their way home from school. They were walking along, and all of a sudden, right out in front of them comes a cute little white puppy. Betsy said, "Oh, he's so cute. I just want to hold him." So she petted him and talked to him, and Ross liked him too, and they were talking away, and suddenly this lady comes running out of the house screaming, "My dog just got out." Betsy said, "He's right here. He is so cute." "Oh, thank you so much. He scooted out the door before I could get his leash on him. He could have been hit by a car. You guys saved him." "Oh, it was nothing, ma'am, but he is so cute." His name is Bertrand, and he loves children. You can come down and play with him anytime you want to. They said goodbye and headed home. As they were walking home, Ross said, "Why can't we have a puppy?" Betsy said, "You know we've asked Mom, and Mom said, no, we are too young. We need to be able to handle responsibility." Ross said, "We can do that. I know we can." So when they got home from school, they ran straight to the kitchen where Mom was fixing dinner and said, "Mom, can we have a puppy?" Mom said, "Now you know we've talked about this. You can't have a puppy until you're a little bit older." "But Mom, we can be responsible. We can take care of him. I know we can. We promise." Mom said, "No, you're not quite old enough yet." Sadly, they went to their room. Soon, Betsy came over to Ross's room and she said, "I have a plan. Let's make a list of the things that you need to do to be responsible in taking care of a puppy." And they did that. They spent the rest of the afternoon making this long list of all the things you do to make sure you take good care of your puppy. At dinner time, Dad had come home and they said, "We want a puppy. Mom doesn't think we're old enough to be responsible for that. But we think we are, and here's what we did." And they showed Mom and Dad the list of responsibilities and who was going to take care of them. And each one of them had been assigned to a certain chore that would take care of the dog. Dad said, "I don't know. It's a lot of work taking care of a puppy. Mom and I will talk about it over dinner, or over our coffee after dinner." So the kids thought, "Oh, can we really get one? Do you think they'll let us have one?" So they went back into their rooms and got ready for bed. And a little while later, they came out and Mom said, "Dad and I want to talk to you. Come in the living room and sit down." So they all sat in the living room and they talked about the responsibility of handling a puppy. And Dad said, "Do you really think you can do it?" "Oh, yes, oh, yes." "Well, I'll start looking." And the kids jumped up and screamed, "Yay!" They were so excited that they were going to have the opportunity to have this puppy and take good care of it. Well, they had to go on to bed. So the next day on the way to school, as they were walking, they said, "Oh, maybe Daddy will bring one home today." After school, when they got home, as soon as Dad walked through the door, Dad, did you find a puppy?" "Not yet." Oh, they were so disappointed. "It takes time," Dad said. So the next day, after work, Dad stopped by the pound, and he started looking at all the dog choices that there were, and he started watching other children as they were trying to choose a dog. And he found one that he thought would be perfect for his children. He found a dog that wasn't a tiny puppy, so you had to potty train him and do all those kind of things, but he was just young enough that his children would love on him and take good care of him. So he bought the dog and he put him in the car. He went to the store and bought all the supplies you need for a dog and went on home. He walked in the house like he usually does. The kids ran up to him and said, "Did you find us a puppy?" He says, "Well, let's go check the car." Oh man, those kids just flew out the door. Oh, Dad opened the trunk and what do you suppose they saw? They saw the cutest little puppy. He was so cute. Oh, the kids hugged on him and loved on him. They were so excited. Dad said, now we've bought all the things that you need to take good care of this puppy. It will be your responsibility to see that he is taken care of every day. Oh, the kid says, we can do that, no problem. We're so excited. So they took all the things inside, set them exactly where they needed to be, put up the cage that he would stay in, his crate, and then they took him to the bedroom and they played with him the rest of the evening. After dinner was over and it was time for them to get ready to go to bed, Mom said, time to put him in his crate. Oh, but we don't want to. Mom said, it's bedtime for you and it's bedtime for him. Hey, wait a minute. What is his name? The kids looked at each other and said, we haven't thought of that yet. Right away, Ross said, it has to be Jasper. He looks just like a Jasper. You know, Betsy said, I think he does too. And from that day on, his name was Jasper. They put Jasper in the crate, said goodnight, and sadly went to bed. Well, every day they came home, straight home from school, and played with Jasper. And they did their chores. They did exactly what they were supposed to do. Every day they fed him, they walked him, they played with him. He was a well taken care of puppy. Well, one day, Betsy said, Dad, can Jasper sleep in my room tonight? Dad said, well, I don't know. Mom said, nope, the dog's not going in your bedrooms. He's going in his crate. So that night, he went in his crate. But Mom and Dad talked about it. Dad said, you know, I can remember when I was a little boy, and my dog always slept in bed with me. Mom said, I don't know about this. Dad said, why don't we try it? Make sure that it's okay and he doesn't make a mess. So the next night, Jasper got to sleep in Betsy's room. So the very next night, Ross said, well, then it's my turn. And Ross said, I want him to sleep in my bed. So Ross got a turn. Well, there was a problem. Ross didn't close his door all the way. Jasper got out and was running around the house because they hadn't trained him how to act in the house. He was running around the house and knocking things over, and Dad heard it. He got out of bed and went out there and saw what Jasper had done. He took Jasper and put him in the crate, cleaned up the mess he'd made in the living room, and went back to bed. The next morning, Dad said, Ross, come here. And he quietly told Ross what had happened. Ross said, I promise that won't happen again. I'll make sure my door is closed and he can't get out. Well, they were getting ready to go to bed that night, and Mom said, tonight, Jasper's going in the crate. So Jasper had to go in the crate that night. But when Mom closed the door, she didn't close it tightly. And it was easy to push open if you leaned on it at all. So when they got up the next morning, nobody looked for Jasper right away. Dad went out to get the newspaper. And when he came back in, Ross said, I can't find Jasper. They looked around. Betsy said, well, I don't have him. Mom said, I put him in his crate last night and I closed the door. They looked everywhere and they just couldn't find him. And Betsy and Ross both had tears in their eyes. He's missing.